Hello, I'm Dr. Gareth Moore, and it's great to have you join me in my day 10 solve of these, Santa's Workshop and the Case of the Missing Cookies. So let's start with this one. Always slightly more complicated than the other, I think, because it has this great big fold-outs, which means there's more to look at because it's printed all over both sides of the calendar. So let's start with the day we opened yesterday, which was, Jacob here, the cheery-looking elf on the left. We're trying to find the missing cookies. Now, what does it say? Don't send me to the compound. I was checking inventory to see what we had left. There's no need to have a word with me. And compound and word are highlighted, so I assume we're forming compound words. Adjacent objects. Let's tear this off and see what's going on here. So, what have we got? If we can form adjacent things and to make words, what could we do? Let's have a look. At the top left here, we've got gold, basket, lipstick. Okay, lipstick. They obviously go together. Butterball, or beach ball. A cupcake, that's a thing. So these go together, these go together. Fly, key, fish bowl. Fish bowl, they go together. And then butterfly is a thing, isn't it? It's an insect. And we've got basketball, which means there's two left over, and there's going to be two left over if they're in pairs. So we've got gold key, and I guess we're looking for a gold key on the calendar. Do you think? Let's zoom out and see if we can find one. Right, well, there's one here. Is that the only gold key on the door? Because we're looking for an unopened door, which we need to identify in some way. So he's very clearly holding up a gold key, and I would suggest that's not a coincidence. Once he got a whistle. Let's open Jim's door, perhaps I should say, and see if he has our chocolate for day 10. If I can get it open. Yes, he has. Here is our chocolate for today, and some puzzle for solving tomorrow. Now, let's have a look at Santa's Workshop. So yesterday, we discovered that we were in this store dry. A bit of a breeze, isn't he? Inside it says, help me turn these off, and then I'll point you in the right direction. Okay, what's he got here? No, it's a hairdryer. He's got a hairdryer and a fan. Okay. And then there are some dials, which look very much like the braille things we looked at. Was that yesterday? Very recently, anyway. Let's take this off. And then over here, elsewhere on the calendar, are these three dials, which have braille letters on. So here's our card for today. And now which way up? This is the way the door's up. I assume we're referring to these knobs here, these dials, although how we're turning them off, I don't know. Maybe that's just chit-chat, and you don't actually turn them off at all. And now the first thing I note immediately is that we have three types of arrow. Can you see that? There's a regular triangle, what I call a classic arrow, and then like a triangle with a little indent in the bottom. And these clearly correspond to this dial, which has got the triangle, this one with the indent, and this one here with a classic arrow. So obviously, it's designed so that this refers to this dial, this refers to this dial, this refers to this one. Now, I do notice that this is slightly higher than these two, so if we were to match the card, it would be like this. So we now have the arrows in reverse order, don't we? So if I were to read this one from here, because I need to know an orientation, so it has 4 dashes around the outside, but there's no dashes on these. And that wouldn't help us anyway. But I think we can assume that it's not at a crazy angle. So if we read this letter at this orientation, so I'll put this, if this is at the top, so it's facing this way, because I'm not quite sure this is going to work, because I've already started to have a look at the letters, then this arrow pointing down here would be a U. I'll put them in the order they are on the card, from the direction I'm looking at them. And then this arrow up at the top right would be an I. And this arrow here, matching this arrow here, pointing at this letter would be a D. So UID doesn't strike me as referring to any of the various things that are going on the doors here. So that can't be it. Let's try with the card the way it was given to us, like this. So if I do it with this at the top, then we have them in the same order. So this is that one, that matches that one, that matches this one. So this one would be a B. This one would be a O. Well, this is looking more promising. B-O-S. Well, that's sob written backwards. Not quite sure how that helps. There's none of the elves are sobbing as far as I know. The boss elf, but then we'd have another S, right? Okay, well I guess there's 2 more orientations to try. If we have it this way up, then this one is the triangle still. So it is H. This is M. That's not going to spell anything unless it's an anagram of ohm. And this is a Q, so no. That's not a word I know. And if we have it this way up, hopefully this will be the solution then. So this arrow points at G. Wait, no, that's this arrow is this one, isn't it? So that arrow points at W. Not a promising start given what I happen to know is on the doors. This one points at K, oh gosh, WK. And this one here, the triangle points at F, WKF. It sounds like a drink. But it is categorically not an elf. So what is going on here? None of these are elves, and I don't see how they refer to elves. So where do we go from here? I don't see how these letters help. Do any of them correspond with these three-letter words up here? I mean, the only one that's an anagram of an actual word is this one, sob. Is sob one of our words here? No. This is the full set of words, by the way. Is sob written elsewhere on the calendar? Why is sob the only word we can form? When it says turn off, we're not using these switches, are we? None of the elves are sobbing, I don't think. No. What about on the back of the calendar? I don't think we've got the word sob written on the calendar anywhere. Chime. And then on the front. No. Okay. So I could try reading the dials from left to right here and ignoring completely the symbols on them. If I did that, I would have an E here. So this is this way up. And ignoring the symbols. And this one here, the leftmost one would be an E, which you can't see here. And the middle one would still be an I, as in UID. And this one here would be a T, wouldn't it? Tie. So what I have to do is, okay, so that at least, I guess that's sort of motivated because it matches the arrangement of the dials. This middle one is slightly raised. And then if I read them in the literal order they're given, then that gives me EIT, which then when I put the card back up the way of the door, reading down, gives tie. So I think we're looking for the elf who is tying, and that's the answer to this puzzle. But why? Why would you put that? It must be a mistake, surely, to have this arrow on this one, but yet that arrow on that one, because clearly that arrow corresponds to that, and this arrow corresponds to that. That's not, those arrows are all different, and they exactly match. If they didn't exactly match, and they weren't all different, then I would immediately have solved that puzzle. So there's extra detail that is incorrect on there. I think that's almost certainly a mistake. Someone's copied the arrows across and got it wrong. Anyway, the answer is surely tie. So I think we're going to the elf who is tying, and he'll be our chocolate for day 10. And there we go, I was right. Excellent. I mean, it's obviously right when it's got to that point. So there we go. I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please join me in tomorrow's video. Even if you didn't, why not watch it anyway? It's a great idea. And if you want to watch some other videos of people solving, or particularly me solving escape room type games, then there's some links at the end of this video that will be very useful, I think, as well, including other advent calendars I'm solved in the past and the other advent calendar I'm solving this year, the Exit the Game one, the Silent Storm. Also, I say this every day, but if you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, please do so. It really actually does help. And if you would like this video, if you enjoyed it, please do. That's always helpful as well. And do please leave a comment if you solved along. I'd be interested to know if you have solved this puzzle and you got stuck with these arrows as well, or found that confusing, or simply didn't notice them and therefore didn't have the problem. Who knows? I've gone other days when I haven't noticed small details on things, so it's entirely possible. But I guess otherwise, all that really remains is for me to say, until I see you in a future video, take care and goodbye.